Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today we will learn about hydrographic survey. So what is hydrographic survey? So when it comes to hydro, we will know that it will related with water. So hydrographic survey is the branch of surveying which deals with the measurement of depth below the water surface. It is the art of delineating the submarine's levels, contours and features of seas, gulfs, rivers and lakes. So it tells us that we will measure the depth below the water surface before doing construction works. Next. So this is the examples of building that use hydrographic survey. So at the first picture we can see it is a grand hotel at Dubai, and there's also a Penang bridge, which is the longest bridge in Malaysia. And there is also Underwater World Singapore and Puteri Harbour at Nusajaya Johor. So what is the purpose of hydrographic survey? So measurement of tides for sea coast works, construction of sea defense works, jetties and harbours. Harbours is like we see before this, like Puteri Harbour, for the establishment of a levelling datum and for reducing sound. So when we use this hydrographic survey, it also can reduce our sound when we do the construction work the at the sea. So second, determination of bed depths by sounding, which is we want to know the kedalaman bunyi sampai mana. For navigation, for tow out roads for production platform, but also including the location of rocks, sandbars, navigation lights and buoys. Macam kita nak kesan bawah tu, ada batu apa, nak kesan dalam-dalam macam mana. And what is buoys? So we will see after this what is buoys. So for the location of underwater works, volume of underwater work excavation like I tell before this. So what is buoys? So this is buoys. You can see the picture, something yellow that we call pelampung. Pelampung yang biasa kita nampak kat laut tu. Tapi kat Malaysia banyak kita nampak bola orange. Tapi kat sini sama je sama buoys tu sama je. So the other purpose also measurement of quality and flow of water in connection with water schemes, power scheme, flow control. So this is the application of hydrographic surveying. First, resource exploitation like fishing and minerals, environmental protection and management like the defense coastal, and third, maritime boundary delimitation, national marine spatial data infrastructures, recreational boating, maritime defense and security, tsunami flow and inundation, coastal zone management and tourism. Tourism is like underwater world Singapore, like we see at the picture before this. So this is the application of hydrographic surveying. So thank you. That's all.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Azan Shah bin Ismail. I would like to present the type of hydrographic survey.
Gauging. The third is tide gauging, and the last is marine survey. All rain gauging. The requirement to do the rain gauging is to record the amount of rainfall in the catchment area. Other than that, to predict the probable runoff through the basin. Next, to forecast flood in the downstream area. And last but not least, to prepare necessary precautions to avoid disasters. The location of site to do the rain gauging station is the recommended network of rain gauge stations depends on the area. One rain gauge for every 500 km square for plain area, every 150 km square for hilly areas. The following points should be remembered in selecting rain gauge, such as they should be stable on level ground and not on sloping. They should not be close to any permanent structure or tree. They should be protected from high winds and they should be accessible. The methodology for the rain gauge is: first, the rainwater is collected in the glass bottle. After that, a graduated measuring glass cylinder measuring rainfall to the extent of 0.2 mm. After that, reading is taken once in 24 hours at 8:30 am every day. After that, during a heavy rainfall, readings are taken 3 or 4 times in a day because the receiving glass bottle may overflow. Last but not least, a register maintained and reported data sent to the concerned office. The second type of hydrographic survey is river gauging. Activities involved in river gauging are: first, selection of discharge site; second, setting of gauge posts; third, measure depth of water; fourth, measure of velocity of water; five, measure the cross-sectional area of river; and the last one is measure the discharge of water. The requirement needed for the river gauging is involve the measurement discharge of a river and establishment of gauge posts in river banks. River gauging is undertaken for the following reasons. First, to identify high flow level so a warning system may be alarmed. Second, to fix the number of spans of roads and railway bridge. Third, to fix the height of the guide bank. Fourth, to fix the spillway level of dam or barrage. And the last one is to design the cross drainage when canal cross a river. So this picture shows us how the engineer do the river gauging in the river. Okay. The third type of the hydrographic surveying is tide gauging. Tide gauging is for measurement the change in sea level relative to a datum and tsunami warning system. This tide gauging involve the location of tide gauges at intervals over the area to be surveyed, and the number employed depends on the accuracy required. Next, the tide gauging shows us the difference in tide level or tidal gradient may be determined by initially setting up gauges at each end of the survey area and comparing simultaneous readings over a complete tidal cycle. The gauges themselves must allow the following measurement to be made simultaneously. First, the level of the undisturbed sea, and second, the time at which this level occurs. Next, They may be either visual recording or self-recording for the type gauging. And the simplest of the former type is the staff gauge, which is merely a vertical staff about 150 millimeter broad with painted gradients covering surface length to deal with the highest and lowest known types. So this is the machine that help the engineer to measure the different sea level by the gauge by the uh, tight gauging. Okay, the last for the hydrographic survey is marine survey. Marine survey involve the following procedure, such as mark the lowest and highest tide, carry an open survey along the shoreline using compass and theodolite, obtain the configuration of the shoreline, reduce level, distance, bearing, and etc. Next, determine the depth of water around the harbor area using echo sounder obstructions like large rocks, sandbars, and etc. are located. Other than that, it is also involved by identify the current and tidal characteristic, take necessary precautions for safe movement of ships. Next, to position suitable lighthouses, location indicating a safe route for ship and boats. The positions of large rocks, submerged hills, sandbars, etc. and etc. are located. Next, the profile of the seabed is prepared for navigational guidance. Soundings are taken at regular intervals and recorded. Last but not least is maps are prepared to indicate the positions of submerged hills, sandbars, or any other obstructions.
Okay, we go to the fundamental task. Fundamental task is divided for three sections, which is vertical control, horizontal control, and determination of bed profile. We go to vertical control. First of all, a chain of benchmark must be established near the store line, and this serves for setting and checking tight gauge to which the soundings are referred. For the tight gauge are used to establish the common datum before sounding is taken. Okay, second is horizontal control. Horizontal control may consist either a triangulation or a traverse. The underwater and near water points may be located with preference to the triangulation or a traverse. Triangulation may have to be employed for horizontal connection of widely separate points. For the traverse, may done by chain, tape, and theodolite depending the station. Okay, for the last one is determination of bed profile by traditional or modern method of survey. At this stage, diver working from suitable established control station. Okay, what is the principle of water depth measurement? There is a direct method which is divided to two. The first one is sounding rod. The sounding rod method is suitable for measuring depth up to 2 meters from water surface and at low velocity of stream flow, which is basically we use the boat. The sounding rod, which is made of wooden, bamboo or steel pole of 5 meter cm in diameter and 2.5 meter length. It is provided with the disc of 15 to 20 cm diameter at the bottom. It is scaled every 1 over 10 in a meter, every 10 cm. The method rod is immersed until this touch the river bed. Reading is not at the scale. Okay, second is sounding line. Sounding line suitable for measuring depth 2 to 10 meter from water surface and a medium of high velocity of stream flow. It is because the sounding line made of long steel rope or cable attached with 5 kilogram counterweight. It is provided with pulley system attached to the boat. This method, rope of cable is immersed until weight touch the riverbed. Mark is mode Mark is made on the rope. Measure the length using the tape.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Isazi, and today I will be presenting about the indirect method of principle of water depth measurement. So there is two methods for principle of water depth measurement. The first one is direct method, and the other one is indirect method. For indirect method, we use echo sounding. So what is echo sounding? Echo sounding is a type of sonar used to determine the depth of water by transmitting sound waves into water. The time interval between emission and return of a pulse is recorded, which we use to determine the depth of water along with the speed of sound in water at the time. So, ships that equipped with an echo sounding is conducted by the aid of aircraft and sophisticated electronic sensor systems. So what is the most suitable for echo sounding? Echo sounding is most suitable to measure depth more than 10 meter and basically around the sea. Echo sounding is made of electrical instrument to produce sound. The equipment is placed at the water surface. The concept is simple. First, the ship will transmit sound waves into the water, and when the sound waves hit the bottom of the ocean, the sound waves will be reflected from the seabed and received by the echo sounder. Second, the system will record the travel time and calculate the water depth based on velocity principle. So we can look at the diagram here. The sound waves will be transmitted from the ship. So this is the sound waves, and it will hit the bottom of the sea and be reflected. And then the echo sounder will receive the sound waves that is being reflected, and then the system will record the travel time and calculate the water depth based on the formula. So this is an example of the echo sounder. Echo sounder is a precision instrument used for the accurate measurement of the water depth. There is lots of compartments on the echo sounder that have different functions, such as the transmitter, the transducer, and the receiver amplifier. We look at the sources of error. The first one is error in reading the instruments. We often make this kind of mistake where we read the reading wrongly. Next, control not established, checked and adjusted before beginning to collect details. So before we begin the experiment, we must check truly of the equipment. We must also adjust it so that it can collect the correct data. Next, control points too far apart and poorly selected for proper coverage of an area. Sites taken on detail points that are too far away. Poor selection of points for contour map. And last, instrumental error. So there's a few mistakes in hydro survey. First, the unsatisfactory of equipment. Next is too few or too many data taken. So before we begin any experiment or survey, we must know how much exactly the data that we need, so that the experiment or the survey can run smoothly. Next is mistakes in instrument reading. It's like just now, where we often make this mistake where we read the reading wrongly. And the last one is failure to collect the mapping details. That's all. Thank you.